Brenay boyfriend Tim slept with Brenay twin sister. Yep, you heard me right. Tim slept with Brenay twin sister. So y'all, Brenay husband Devon, which is who you see here, and yes, I said husband because Devon stated that they are still married. Devon came on TikTok and made a long form video explaining everything that happened in him and Brenay marriage. So it all started when Brenay stated that she wanted to go to Tim and his family home to spend Christmas with them. So Devon stated that it was out of the ordinary because that's something that they usually do not do. But he was like, all right, cool, let's go spend quality time with them. So him and Brenay got up and they went to Tim and his family house and went to go spend quality time with him. With Tim and his family, which ended up being, it was more of Brenay and Tim spending quality time with each other. So, of course, Devon and Tim wife noticed that Brenay and Tim was spending more time together versus time with their significant other. So Devon stated that Brenay was making a video and she did not want Devon in the video. And Devon stated that he did get in his feelings and he got mad about it. But Brenay only wanted for her and Tim to be in the video. So when they got back from the week-long Christmas break, Brenay told Devon that she wanted to separate. So Devon was like, Brenay, we can go to counseling and see if that work. So then Devon stated that it was Martin Luther King weekend holiday came up, and Brenay stated that she wanted to go back to Tim and his family house to spend time with them. However, Brenay did not drive. Tim cousin, yes, I did say Devon cousin Tim came to pick Brenay up. So Devon stated when he got off of work, he decided to go to Tim and his wife's house to be with Brenay. But when he got there, Brenay did not want Devon to touch her. So, of course, Devon basically knew that something was going on between Tim and Brenay. So he stated that Brenay and him and Tim and his wife went to a park. And they was, they separate directions, of course, and they were talking. And Brenay asked Devon how would she feel if her and Tim were to be together. And, of course, Devon was like, I'll be cool with it. I'll support it in so many words. But, of course, deep down inside, that was breaking Devon down. So Devon stated that he got Brenay another ring for her birthday, but Brenay never opened the box. Y'all, this story is so wild. And of course, I posted the clips from Devon video about exactly what happened between him and Brenay when it comes to their marriage. And yes, again, Brenay and Devon are still legally married. But to know that Tim slept with Brenay's twin sister is wild. And to know that Brenay still wanted to rekindle her relationship with Tim, even though Tim is Devon's cousin and Tim slept with, allegedly, and Tim allegedly slept with Brenay's twin sister is sickening to me. So, when they got back from Martin Luther King holidays from spending time with Tim and his family, Brenay ended up telling Devon that she wanted to file for divorce. Not only that, but eventually Brenay did tell Devon that she wanted to start bringing guys over to the house, and Devon told her no, that, if you bring a guy over to the house, you could bring Tim, being that you like Tim. So Brenay was like, okay, cool. So, of course, Tim went over to Brenay and Devon home, and Brenay slept in the bed with Tim, y'all. She did not get in the bed with her husband, Devon. She got in the bed with Tim. Comment your thoughts below on this whole situation when it comes to Tim, Brenay, and her husband, Devon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think this story is absolutely wild.
I could care less. To have somebody that you loved so dearly play with your heart the way they did, it really shows you that you really don't know people for who they really are. And it's just crazy to me how you can sit there and tell somebody that you love them, but then sit there and betray them like that. I ain't gonna let my wife to sit there and tell me that she loves another man. It's crazy to me. Like, you really had the nerve to sit there and tell me that to my face, that you love him and you don't want to hate him because he slept with your sister, and that you want to squash out those little feelings that you got towards him. But me trying to be understanding, I'm like, all right, go squash your little beef or whatever. So they do that. And then now she wants to go spend Christmas with him and his family. And I'm like, I mean, we didn't really plan that, but all right, that's cool. We go do something different, spend quality time with them, I guess. But that whole week, it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. It was a lot of them spending time together while their spouses are sitting there looking like, what is going on right now? And it's like in that moment, I kind of realized like they got something going on, and it kind of made sense in the end, because after they made their little video together where she didn't want me in it with them, I called a little attitude, and she got mad at me for getting the attitude. And then when we get back home after that Christmas weekend, I had a wedding ring, a new wedding ring that I had for her birthday. I gave it to her. She didn't even open it. And at that moment, I knew something was going on, but I ain't think much of it. And then when I go to my cousin about how I felt about that situation where they was making that video and she didn't want to put me in it, I guess she overheard me talking about it to him. And she asked me like, why can't you express that to me? But I already knew I wasn't gonna be her if I was to bring that to her. So I'm like, I ain't even gonna waste my breath. I guess she overheard me talking about it to him. And she asked me like, why can't you express that to me? But I already knew I wasn't gonna be her if I was to bring that to her. And then a couple days after that, she wanna hit me with she wanna separate, but not to separate to divorce, but separate to better our relationship. And I'm like, we can just do that now. We haven't even tried counseling. But she feels like separation is the best way to go. And then Martin Luther King weekend comes up. And the crazy thing about that is, she ain't robbing me down there. She wanted to go down to my cousin and them house again. She ain't robbing me. She had my cousin come pick her up. And in that moment, I knew what was going on. I realized I was trying to get played with. After I got off work, I get down there trying to give her a hug and kiss. She didn't want me to touch her. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, can we at least go outside and try and talk? No. And then later on that night, she wanted to hit me with she wanted a divorce. I'm like, bro, y'all get like, at that moment I realized like I'm getting played with. So I came up with a little joke, and I was like, our proposal was fake. I made it seem real only because your mama came downstairs. And that broke her, I guess. That hurt her feelings to her core. Because I already knew I was getting played with. So the Saturday of that Martin Luther King weekend, we all go to this little park. And Tim and his wife is over there having a conversation. And me and Brenay having a conversation. And I ask her, I'm like, do y'all got something going on? And she asked me, how would you feel, hypothetically, how would you feel if me and Tim were to rekindle? And in that moment, I already knew. I'm like, because the night before, they was already talking about getting back together. So in that moment, I'm like, oh, I'll be happy for y'all. Not really meaning it, but it's like, I'm not about to sit there and force myself to try and fight for a relationship where you want to be with somebody else. To take it a step further, I started playing along with their game. She wanted to hit me with we get back home after Martin Luther King weekend, she hit me with she want to start bringing guys over. I'm like, nah, if you gonna be with Tim, you can bring him over. They do that. They sleep in the bed together, whatnot. She made it seem like she was gonna sleep with me, but nah, she slept with him. And in them moments, I'm like, yeah, all right. I kind of got my feelings a little bit, but I'm like, I took my L, cried about it. Yeah, I did. I ain't gonna lie, it hurt to see it. But at that point, I just had to see it for myself to see if it was really real.